Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Mistakes Were Made. Today we're not talking about anything financial directly, though there is of course a component. We have been saving up money for this particular project. I am so excited to finally be able to say we are going to be making some progress on the yard cleanup. We are expecting to have a crew come in a couple of days to do what they're going to do. My understanding is they are going to be able to get this done in a day. I don't know how much I believe that, considering the scope of what we're dealing with, but we will see. We will see what there is to see. I did want to come out and do kind of one last look at exactly what they are going to be tackling. So we're just gonna take a little wander along. Now we're not intending for all of the plant life to be removed. Obviously we have this very big rhododendron here. We've got some ferns tucked in there and some other things. We intend to have just this mass of blackberries taken out. That is the goal. And from what I understand of what Mr. M said, and I think I mentioned this in the recent video that I did, they intend to come in and just kind of cut it down and take the debris. So there isn't an expectation of digging out any crowns or roots or anything like that. So there will definitely still be more work to be done back here, but it is definitely a start. It is more than what is being done or has been done in recent times. We did mention vines as well, so I'm hoping that that was made very clear, because as you can see, we do have, I want to say it's morning glory, but to be honest, I haven't really seen any of the flowers that you would expect to see with morning glory. But either way, you can see there's definitely some vinage going up into the trees. So my expectation is that they will be taking that out as well. I don't expect them to be taking down, these kinds of bushes. If they wanted to, they could. Those are not things that we necessarily want to keep. But yeah, just this whole area. Now, when I was trying to get a bit of a scope of what this entailed, kind of size-wise, I had like a laser measurer thing out. It did not work great. But I tried to get a place that was back close to where the fence line was, and the number that I got was from where I am currently standing to that fence line was approximately 25-ish feet. Could be more, could be less. I did the same thing, trying to get a lengthwise as well. I did it from the full fence line to full fence line, which this mass does not go all the way back to the property line, so that wouldn't be 100% accurate, but I think it's 110 feet. That just doesn't seem like as far as it feels. So I don't know if that was accurate or not, but that gives a little bit of an idea. 25 feet by potentially 110 feet. The thing that is a little weird is this is definitely L-shaped for how it comes out. So come back around, and again, there is a pocket back behind this between the back side of all of this and where the property meets up with our neighbor's property line. I have no idea why the blackberries haven't kind of like jumped that line. I'm glad it hasn't, because it's just a little bit, smaller of a thing to deal with, but it's something that's kind of interesting. So that is it. In a couple of days, we are expecting them to come in and get started. So my plan was to put this video together kind of as a quick reminder of what we're working with, and then in a couple of days, once they're doing their stuff, I'm going to do my best to come out and kind of get a little bit of video, and if not video, then stills of the work in progress. I don't obviously want to get in the way. I also don't want to put people on video that don't have a choice or wouldn't want to be filmed. So I want to be respectful of their privacy. But I am excited. I was really wanting this to get done, or at least get started this year, and that is the plan. Now, I will say there is one thing that I am a little concerned or worried about, and as you can imagine, this sort of setup is just perfect for little critters. Some of them more, what's the word I should use, welcome than others. I have indeed seen rats run through. It is something that you have to be careful about, especially if you have food in your yard, and with all of the fruit trees that we have, that is a concern. The other piece of it is the neighbors that way. The lady that lives there loves to leave out a lot of cat food for the wandering cats in the neighborhood, and the rats know that, and so I've seen at least one or two sprint through our yard. They don't care about what's in our yard, heading over to their house. So potential for nests of some sort in here. We definitely have what is it called, birds that are in here, and I know from past experience that there are some birds that nest in the ground, make their nests on the ground. So of course I'm a little concerned about what we might disrupt there. And apparently there are bunnies in the area. I don't know if they have made their homes in this, but Mr. M definitely found a little pile of bunny poop in the yard. Just one though, so that kind of makes me feel or think that maybe they're not actually living here. Maybe they were just passing through. But also I happened to come across a posting on Nextdoor. Excuse me. And if you're not familiar with Nextdoor, it's an app that's kind of like a neighborhood app, so you can sign up to see posts and stuff from people who are in your actual general neighborhood, though it kind of depends, because if I'm remembering, when I first joined, it was still fairly new. The people who were joining could make the neighborhood, so you could say, oh, I want my neighborhood to include this particular area. I don't know if that was a fever dream and that I am misremembering that, but if it is correct, I don't know if as it has grown, if Nextdoor kind of took that over and created their own neighborhood sets. Because I would guess presumably somebody could create a neighborhood that's just the entire city and not like just a little portion of it. Which, whatever. So anyway, you can link up or sign up to be part of a particular neighborhood, or maybe it uses your address and automatically assigns you to a neighborhood where your address falls within. That's pre-created, and then you can see the posts of people who are in your neighborhood doing stuff. And I'm pretty sure you can see posts from people that are outside of your designated neighborhood as well. But long explanation just to say, I did come across a post on there saying that some lady had noticed that there are like a lot more bunnies in the area, and we've lived here for going on 15 years now. Not quite that many, 13. Yeah, about 13 years, and I have never seen a bunny in the yard. So the fact that we did have bunny poop kind of makes me think, oh, well, maybe there's something to that. Maybe the wild bunny population has been exploding to the point that now they're coming into our yard in particular. So anyway, if we happen to have any little bunny nests, of course, that's a concern. I don't want them to be harmed with whatever this crew is going to do. All right, so that puts us at a little under 11 minutes. I don't really have anything else to say except that I'm super excited to see, what this is going to entail, what it's going to look like once they have completed. I'm still iffy. I mean, they seem to think they can do this all in one day. A very long day. I think they're going to be here for like 12 to 14 hours, was their intention. I don't know. We'll see. I guess it kind of depends on how many people they have on their crew. I want to say it was going to only be 3 people. But again, I guess 3 people for roughly 12 hours is the equivalent of 36 hours of work. And if most crews usually only do 8 hours per day, I guess that's the equivalent of 3 days right there. So I don't know. We'll see. We will talk more about what the cost is, whether we feel it was worth it and everything like that once the work is done. Because again, I'm waiting to see if there is a renegotiation attempt, towards the end, if they're not able to get what we're expecting to be done in the time frame that they have indicated. So we want to wait and see until all work is done and thus all finances are completed. But at least for right now, what we have saved up in the long-term goal fund is going to cover the initial cost. So I'm going to leave it at that, and we will do an update after everything is done. All right. Thank you again for watching. I hope you're going to follow us on this particular project, and I am very excited to see what you guys think once that phase is done. And of course, I'll share my thoughts as well. All right, take care of yourself. And of course, if you have any comments, questions, anything like that, please note those down below. And I hope we'll see you in the next one.